Hey everyone, happy Saturday, welcome to the channel. So today I want to go over my favorite cruise line. So I've done Royal, Carnival, and Disney. All three have different perks to it, all three have pros and cons. So I'm going to go over and explain each and every one to you and why I liked which one. And we're going to see which one I liked overall. So come along and join us. Okay, so like I said, let's dive into this thing. I got 6 topics I actually want to go over. And that's kind of how I'm going to do my top cruise, which I think is going to be the best one for you going on a cruise. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So first I want to talk about is pricing. As the overall thing, it can make or break your trip. You're trying to budget, so just kind of think about that too. Carnival is probably going to be your most affordable one. Royal's going to in between. Disney, of course, you know what you're going to get into. Disney is always going to be expensive, and it can vary. I would say between $3,000 to $10,000, depending on what you're wanting to do. That's my input into it. Now, I would say as far as when you go into a budgeting thing, for example, I've looked at Carnival cruises on a 7-day, where I've seen the Mardi Gras. And I want to say you could have done a 7-day Mardi Gras with a balcony for almost right about $3,000. And with gratuities, right about $3,500. That's not bad for 7 days. And when you're going to, I've looked at a 7-day Royal, and I'm not even going to include the Icon of the Sea because, of course, that's a brand new ship. You're going to pay a buttload of money for it. But for a regular 7-day, you're going to pay about, on average, between, I would say, about $35,000 to about $6,000 on Royal. And then with Disney, as far as you want to do a 7-day, I would probably say you're going to end up looking about, I would say about maybe $8,000 at least, between $6,000 and $8,000. We'll take that back. So to end this, as far as the pricing goes on that topic, I'm probably going to say, to me personally, Royal's probably going to be your most, as far as pricing goes, Royal would probably win that category for me because my option is with Royal, they do have certain times of the year where kids sail free, so you gotta look around there at different times, and there are certain times where they don't do it, so always look out for that. For like your summertime, of course you're not going to get it, probably major holidays, but a lot of times throughout the year, Royal does offer that kids sail free. So for me, I have 2 children, 2 small kids, so that works right for us. But as far as an adults go, if you're looking for a budget-friendly trip, I've tried Carnival. I mean, you're just looking to do something just to get away. And that's what my wife and I did. We went on a 4-day Carnival thing, and on a sunrise, and we did. I mean, it was $600 for the 2 of us to go. So I mean, honestly, that wasn't bad. We had a good time. All right. So next topic is the rooms. I'm gonna show y'all some slideshows in between. But as far as rooms goes, the Disney was my favorite as far as rooms go. I'm gonna have to give it to them. Now I haven't seen when I did Carnival, I did an interior room. It was okay. Like I said, it's what I paid for. And I've done Ocean View on Royal, and I've also done an interior, but you get a view of the promenade. So that was actually pretty cool seeing that. So even though I was in a room, I didn't get to be in the action, but I kind of got to see it from afar. But it was kind of loud at night though. But I want to give Disney with the rooms. I've seen different pictures. As from their interior to up, and they all offer great. You get the experience in the rooms. It's well themed. Bathrooms. Disney also has probably the best bathroom. When you're talking about the rooms, you get that split bathroom. You have your toilet in one room with a sink, and then you're gonna have your shower with a whole nother one. So to me, I enjoy that. That was worth it. So if someone's using the restroom here, you need a shower. You get on the way. Everybody's split off. Now I will say from my understanding on the Icon of the Sea with Royal, I believe they are having a split bathroom, so that's pretty cool, and I do believe they upgraded their rooms as well. Icon of the Sea will have to be something that I just have to think about. Alright guys, so let's talk about the dining. That's another big thing. Prices, of course, is probably going to be your number one thing, of course, when you're trying to do it on a budget. But the food, if you don't want to go on a trip, pay all this money and say, hey, this food tastes pretty bad. I'm not really caring for it. So I'm gonna tell y'all my experience as far as food goes. Carnivals, the food was horrible. I mean, the food was okay, but I mean, there's some nights the food was probably better than others. but it wasn't like astronomical. Like, hey, this is like the best thing I ever had on a ship. So Carnival is probably gonna be like my third. Now, believe it or not, Disney is not my number one as far as food goes, and I'm gonna have to give it Royal. I've been on. Now, the Wish, I was on the brand new Disney Wish. I was expecting it to be, good food, but it wasn't as good as what I remember it being on when I went on Royal. I went on there 2 years ago. So I'm going to give it to Royal. They do always a good job. The service is always good. You get a good experience with your food. But with Disney, you're going to get that character experience too. So that's kind of like a half point, But it's all depending on what you want to pay for and what you want to do. So the next we're talking about is the experience. So that kind of led off to my last thing about dining. And of course, at Disney, you're going to get that experience. You're going to get the quality of service. Hands down, Disney has the best. Disney cruise. I'm not going to talk about. We're not even going to talk about the parks. We're talking about cruise lines. So Disney Cruise Line, I had to say, they have the best service. You are treated like you are the Queen of England there, or I guess now the King of England. But you're treated like royalty when you go on a Disney Cruise Line, and it's probably one of the things that you get what you pay for. And that's one of the things I enjoyed when I went, is they always asked you what you needed and everything. So everything was all out there. Drinks were not, you don't have to pay for drinks on Disney. So that was the thing, I enjoyed it. The entertainment, of course, I'm gonna have to give it Disney again. It blew my mind away. My favorite show, and I'm gonna have to give another recap of the shows because I did enjoy that. But my favorite show was the Aladdin show. So if you've never been on a Disney Cruise Line, highly recommend going on one because their shows are out of this world. And I've said it in my videos before, I did enjoy actually going on a Disney cruise show versus actually being on the parks. So that was pretty cool. The shows on Royal were pretty cool, but like I said, it just wasn't like Disney. In Carnival, the shows was good too, but again, Disney won on the experience. My almost last part is family friendly, and surprisingly, Disney, of course, is at number one always for families. But I'm going to give it to now. Maybe the newer Royal ships, I would say Royal would probably win that one. I have not been on a more updated Royal ship to confirm that, but as of right now, Disney is my number one as far as family-friendly experience. You get so much out of it. 3 and older, you get to go to the Oceaneers Club, and it's free to go for them. They're there all day long. They get play their hearts out, and they're just so much for them to do. The pools, that was one thing I really didn't care for on Disney Cruise Line. They didn't really have much options. But Royal, if I had to choose about as far as going pools, Royal would probably win that one as far as for the family experience. But I'm going to give Disney that one as of right now because they did have a good thing. And also you are getting that, you're meeting the characters and all that. So as far as for family experience, I'm going to give it Disney. They are family friendly, but Royal's really in there too. But with the Icon of the Sea, I would say probably Royal would outdo Disney Cruise Line any day. But of course, I have not been on the Icon of the Sea yet, and I can't really confirm that. But just from what I've watched and seen, Icon definitely takes that spot. But I want to actually be there to confirm that. Not really a big thing, but kind of thing. If you're out adventuring, is the ports. When I did Royal, when you do a 3 or 4 night, all you're doing is going to Bahamas Perfect Day, and that was it. But Carnival, I would say the ports were pretty cool. Just from looking at different Carnival ships, they did give more options. Even on their 3 or 4 nights, even 5 nights, they have. You were going here and here and here all over the place. But Royal, for their shorter days, they really didn't give that. And of course, Disney, you go into the Bahamas, Nassau, then their island, and that was it. So as far as ports, Carnival definitely, I would give the number one for that because they do have to go all out. But now, if you're going on a 7-day with Disney or Royal, you do get ports like St. Thomas, St. Kitts, and just different kind of ports you get out there. But my favorite port I've done was going through Carnival. All right, guys. So to conclude my top 6 things overall out of everything, I concluded that Royal Caribbean is my favorite cruise line. I enjoy everything about Royal. To me, you have that family experience, the dining, pricing the rooms, like Disney was. But sometimes, you can't really just pay. As far as like when you're talking about spending, that price for Disney can kind of be out there a lot of times versus going on Royal. So you're looking for an in-between. Royal is a good family-friendly trip. You're looking to go on a little cheap vacation. Disney Cruise Line. Another thing, you know, that's one of the things you can go on a Disney cruise, but it's kind of hard to do. If you're on a budget, you know, kind of hard to do Disney Cruise Line and going to the parks. But if I'm going on a Royal ship, I still want to go on a Royal Cruise Line in Port Canaveral, or I guess I want to go to Miami too, make a pit stop down to Orlando and still go to Disney World and have that experience. So to me, that's why I think Royal is my favorite cruise line, because I can go for a good price and still have enough money left over to do other things I want to blow it all on just on that cruise line. Because I did investigate. I'm actually into looking at a cruise right now, and I have, well, I take that back. I have booked a cruise for 2025, but I'm not going to tell y'all yet. But it was between the Icon of the Sea and a Disney Treasure. So leave a comment below if you know which one cruise it is or what you think it is. But I did book one. And it is, when I say, guys, it's going to be out of this world. The room I got is out of this world. So I can't wait to show y'all about it and actually talk about it soon. So that's going to conclude it. If you like this video, leave a big thumbs up. I'm testing these videos out. The last one didn't view as good as I wanted it to. But that's okay. I'm still going to try to do these more often and see how it goes. But until then, guys, remember, where the road ends, the adventure begins. I'll see you guys in the next one.